a good day. Today I'll be the driver of this session and have Ulrich navigating my session.
Hey, I'm Ulrich. I'll be navigating.
Alright, cool. Let's jump into it. So, lesson 3, basically, we're working with modules. So, basically, what a module is like a single JavaScript file that contains your JavaScript code, right? So, you can export data or functionality from one file and import it as well to another file. How you do that is we use exports as well as require, right? We use those functions. So let's see how that works in the code. So here created messages.js and print messages.js. So in my messages.js, right, I have exports over here, and I basically have this array messages. Excuse me. So what exports does is basically it exports this array or this variable, right, to another module which is print messages. So it makes sure that this array is accessible for print messages.js, right? So other files can now import this array and use these messages over here. So, right, this file here or this module print messages can actually use those messages now. How that's done is within this variable message module require over here. Basically what it does is it's importing this module messages, right? So it can use those messages and it stores it in this variable, of course. Then in order to access those messages and basically log them, we access the variable, then the module messages, then use for each to basically loop through all the messages, right? And we pass the messages the parameter as messages here, and then we basically use this arrow function in which we logging all the messages that we looped through. So once require is done, we have access to the messages and we can basically use those messages. So that's export and require. That's how they work. Then we went ahead to basically create like a Node.js project and called it recipe connection, right? So this is separate now. So before I move on, in order to basically display the messages that I was talking about over here, right, when we log it, what happens is it can be displayed, but then we have to put in node messages.js over here in the terminal, and once we do that, then we get the messages that were looped through and it's displayed here on the terminal. So yeah, moving on to the recipe connection project we did. So in order to initialize a project, right, basically what you have to do is run this npm init over here. So what npm init does essentially is it starts a new project and it creates this package.json file. This package.json file structures your project, right? So that's basically what npm init does. And then after that, I ran here npm I cities save. This basically installs the cities package, right? And the cities package is over here in the node modules, so that we can have access to the different cities in our recipe connection project, so we can use them, right? So once that this also runs, right, once we run this command, um we can also basically access it, or it's also basically stored in dependencies over here, as you can see. So once that's done, right, basically then we start writing the code for the project. So over here we have our JS code, right? So we have this variable cities, and we use the require function to basically import the cities module. And we know that the cities module, or let me say the cities package, we basically got that because of this command over here. So it's stored here. So we import the cities package using require, which allows us to look up city information. How we do that is we use zip codes. So within this variable my city, we use the zip lookup function to basically retrieve the zip code, right, within the cities module. And you know that the zip code over here basically has information about the specific city assigned to the zip code. Then we basically just log my city variable, and my city variable has the information for that specific city. So once we log it using console.log, I put node main.js. This command basically runs the main.js module. Once that's done, I'm able to retrieve the information for that specific city, which is shown over here in the terminal. So yeah, that's basically lesson 3. So just about exports and using require to basically export your modules and to import your modules and use like different arrays or different data in those modules. And yeah.